Hey guys, Matsuki here, or Josh the Sniper. Welcome to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Anywho, today I thought I'd give my first impressions. I've played like 10 hours now. Some of the classes I'm really enjoying are the Tundra Sniper. It is probably my favorite sniper. I'm not really into the Pellington 703. But yeah, this baby, oh boy.
Here's the thing, how do score streaks work? That's my question. I'm very curious.
Get that out. No!
Oh, there's so many after this one.
I was one off, I think.
I can't figure out what I'm doing.
Now, even though sniping is one of my favorite hobbies within Call of Duty, I'll try and not be biased towards them or the straightforward facts in this first impressions review. So, I think snipers are a bit overpowered for several reasons within Cold War. I don't think my clip personally showed how broken and overpowered snipers can be in Cold War, but I think this one does. The problem with this is that the snipers, out of its general effective playstyle, is competing in an SMG or even shotgun range to be more accurate. Side note, I will talk more about shotguns later, but for now, snipers. To define the general playstyle that a sniper should follow, I think, at least, a sniper should be required to think ahead and plan a kill rather than react to someone within 10 meters while not even aiming down sights, like in this clip. What I am proposing is that snipers in Cold War should get an ADS speed nerf so that they are aiming down sights slower, similar to Modern Warfare's AX-50 and Kar 98 pre-buff. That way, if you are only using a sniper and someone you know will round a corner within 10 meters, you should be the one required to think ahead and ADS before that person rounds the corner. A slower ADS would prevent a sniper from getting a kill as shown in that clip. As for my play of the game clip, I was drag scoping, with no aim assist by the way, at a range snipers and the Cold War M16 and SKS would all have an advantage in. That is what I find acceptable. Snipers should be viable as a primary weapon, but not overpowered. Now for the next weapon related issue in Cold War's alpha that I also believe Black Ops 4 suffered from are shotguns. They should be a primary weapon in my opinion instead of a secondary. Now if you want a shotgun as a secondary, you can still do that with my fix. You just need to run the wildcard Lawbreaker, which is already in the game. Wildcards are located at the bottom of your class, and there's one that gives you 3 more attachments on your primary weapon, another that gives you more lethal and tactical equipment, one that gives you 3 extra perks, and lastly Lawbreaker, which allows you to have 2 primary weapons, similar to Overkill in Modern Warfare, and you can choose 3 perks from any type you like, which I love to. I absolutely love Cold War's Lawbreaker wildcard. I run Modern Warfare's Overkill all the time when I want to use a sniper class or a shotgun class, because I know pistols are significantly less reliable than a primary weapon like an SMG or AR. Back to shotguns, we didn't have all the attachments in the alpha, so for all we know, they could have a flashlight attachment like the one in Black Ops 4. And if you guys run up against that, you guys know it's pretty annoying. Back to shotguns, they were very reliable in the alpha build of the game, especially the semi-auto one. It worked well on maps like Moscow and Armada, interior of the buildings and boats of course. I think they just need a damage nerf or maybe even a reworking so that you have to ADS to get a one-shot kill that isn't point blank. So either shotguns need a damage nerf or they should become primary weapons. Let's get into maps now. I adore Satellite. Satellite is the desert map. I was consistently able to flank through the middle and outside lane that was closest to the mountainside, and I didn't have much of a problem with people sniping in the dunes, since they were pretty much stationary and predictable in my experience. I know that some people didn't like the map, but it showed up on the rotation so many times, with the map voting enabled, that I think that the community overall enjoys it too. I might be wrong, but that was my favorite map in the alpha. Plus I wasn't overrun by shotguns, which is a positive in my books. Another 6v6 map was Moscow, but I wasn't able to play it as much, sadly. It just didn't show up in the rotation as much, I guess. I liked it when I was able to play it though, on Domination. To me, it feels sort of like an Infinite Warfare map. It was very cleanly designed. The atmosphere reminded me a little bit of Precinct in Infinite Warfare. I think that's the name. Plus it has some of a center precinct-like area inside a building that people really fought over. Whether that be because it was B flag, but or just like a center point that everyone likes to capture. But yeah, it was really fun. It was definitely its own map though. I'm not trying to take away from it, and I really think it's going to be one of my favorite maps when the game comes out. And if you guys know me or have been around the channel long enough, you know that I loved Infinite Warfare. Honestly, to me, Call of Duty Cold War's base gameplay really reminds me of Boots on Ground Infinite Warfare, but with obviously better map design meant for Boots on Ground combat. Also, side note, can we please get custom emblems back? Ones that are linked to our Activision account, though, so that we don't have to remake emblems over and over again with different emblem creator systems. Like, that's so annoying. I'd love that if it was just linked to the Activision accounts. Now that you've seen all my emblems across IW, World War II, and Black Ops 4, let's get back into reviewing the maps, shall we? Lastly, for 6v6, we had Miami. Miami was interesting. I thought it played okay in Kill Confirmed and TDM, but I really didn't like it in Domination or Hardpoint. I forget what flag it was, but the opposite side of the map from the pool had a very bad spawn, where you had to cross the street to reclaim your spawn flag. I didn't like that. I also didn't care for the beach area. It was too open in my opinion, and to swim in the ocean you had to travel quite far into knee-deep water, so you couldn't like slide or go prone in there before you could swim. Essentially, you're very exposed when going in and out. People were saying it looked very dark in the gameplay from early access players, but when I played Miami in the alpha, I had no problems with the light visibility. I do think visibility is rough in the distance, though. Maybe that could get fixed. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it doesn't make it into the full game. The opposite side of the map was pretty good, though, from the beach. Opposite from the beach. It had lots of close to medium range engagements on the docks, in the indoor parking lots, and inside the building. Oh, and by the way, Miami did have a swimming pool. I'm coming over to
I'm gonna try to get the like.
Exo jumping exists. Woo.
Yeah, it doesn't get thrown off at all. Like when you do this either. This is actually kind of a good tactic.
Oh my god. I don't think that's a glitch, I think that's intentional.
It is intentional.
It is.
Wait, this guy was watching me jump the whole fucking time. Oh my god, in the kill cam.
Also, Miami did have a hotel room. A lot of people like to camp in. What the heck? Dude.
Assault rifle like that, I don't know. They're all pretty
As for the 12v12 maps, Armada and Crossroads, I thought they were okay. I'm not the biggest fan of going up against tanks on Crossroads. At least in Modern Warfare we could go inside huge buildings in most of the ground war maps to avoid the tanks. Crossroads is pretty open and snowy, and it reminded me of Derailed from the original Modern Warfare 2, except it doesn't have townhouses. Instead there were a lot of bunkers around the map, and most had flank points. Crossroads also has more cliffy areas and height variations, which I do like. The snowmobiles were very enjoyable, though. I love them quite a bit for traveling. As for Armada, it's a map with quite a few big ships with extensive interiors, and there are some other ships being sunken around the ocean and around those big main ships. I had a few rough matches on this the first day. My team kept getting spawn locked on one of the ships. Basically, I think the problem was we weren't capturing enough flags to spawn on other ships, which made it harder to leave our main ship because people would just kind of camp it. Other than that, though, I love the zip lines from the ships to ships, and the water looks beautiful. One of the flags that is in the water under a ship was pretty hard to capture, especially with other boats that had machine guns defending it, but it was a pretty good map overall. Now I made a list, and I'm going to go over some of the other things that I liked from the game. I was very impressed by the movement speed and the sprint out time. I like it way more than Modern Warfare's. I think Modern Warfare's is a little bit too slow. Would have been better if Modern Warfare's was basically almost cranked mode speed. I think that would have been way better. Sliding, I love it in Cold War. I'd say it's closest to Infinite Warfare's. You recover from your slide way faster than Black Ops 4's, I think, and Modern Warfare's. But yeah, I love it. Maps being similar to Modern Warfare maps, they're big, diverse, and have somewhat of a messy layout. I love that way more than Black Ops and World War II's maps. Those ones I found very boring, had very boring gameplay, especially with no XO movement. My computer just notified me it's low battery. Anywho, not all attachments have downsides, but I do like that. Modern Warfare's all attachments had downsides except for a select few. I guess all the weapon perks didn't have downsides, but like bipod also didn't. One of the lasers didn't, but a lot of attachments in Cold War don't have downsides, which I am a fan of. Also, most importantly, C4 got a nerf. When you throw it, and it has to land on a surface and then wait a second before you can activate it. And when you activate it, it plays that animation where your character grabs the detonator and detonates it. It makes a little beep sound. Takes a second for that too. It's really nice C4. I am a big fan of it. Now for things that I think that I need improvements are graphics. Of course, I already mentioned that. Minimap shape, I would prefer it to be rectangular. That is my favorite type of minimap. It just lets you see more of the map. Well, beside you, I guess. Helps with looking over lanes. And hit registration, I do have a video clip here that I will show. I think it needs to be looked into. Even if it's a server issue, it needs to be looked into. Guys, just watch this. And no, you guys did not see that wrong. My bullets did not register. Hopefully it gets ironed out. Now things I'm disappointed in, not much. One small thing would probably be less parkour than Modern Warfare had. But I guess bigger and more complicated map design makes up for that. One big thing that I am disappointed in, which is not related to the game actually, it's related to the Call of Duty community. And yeah, they're complaining about skill-based matchmaking. It's become a big topic recently. I did make a data sheet with 9 games in a row, and my average KD was a 1.77. But one of the games I did join late, and I didn't get much kills, I went negative. So it would probably be between a 1.8 and 2.3 without that game. But it was a 1.77 nonetheless with those 9 games, which is significantly higher than my Modern Warfare KD, which we all know Modern Warfare has skill-based matchmaking. So I wonder why Cold War didn't throw me into lobbies where I got less kills too. Like, these 9 matches were near the end of the... Actually, they were at the very end of the alpha. I played until I could not anymore, like until they kicked me out of the servers. So yeah, if you want to comment pro players said so, well, just know that pro players also said so for Warzone when it first came out, and Exclusive Ace proved them wrong. So yeah, anywho, I'd rate this alpha probably a 7 out of 10. It was very enjoyable, and I do look forward to the beta. Let's have some, hopefully some issues get ironed out, and I hope you guys have a great day. Please leave a comment. I would love to read them and reply. Subscribe for more, and peace out, homies.